Hey guys, welcome to my review of Falcon and Winter Soldier, a new Disney Plus show. I'm really excited about this. I'm a big fan of both these characters from the Captain America movies, and they're continuing the legacy. And Captain America, Steve Rogers, is my favorite character in the MCU so far. So this show seems like it picks up a few months after the blip happens, and I'm not sure if it's before Spider-Man Far From Home or before or after WandaVision. That's not too clear. But basically, it's picking up with Sam and Bucky and where they are in their lives after the blip happens and Captain America has aged up after Endgame and seeing what's going on with them. Sam struggling with, trying to pick up the mantle, and Bucky's trying to figure out what he's going to do now that the fight is over. Let's jump into the good. Let's jump into the good. So, one thing I got to say right off the bat, I really love this episode because the action was absolutely amazing. It was movie level quality in the first 10 minutes. And this was the best flight action we've gotten from Falcon ever so far. He looked real great. He looked like a top tier superhero in these action scenes. And then right after that, we get this very inspiring speech from him. And when I listened to that, I was like, okay, I can see him being Captain America now. Before he was just, the quippy guy, the sidekick to Steve Rogers that would just tell jokes. But I felt him turning slowly into that serious Steve Rogers, the one that will motivate the Avengers to go fight an alien army, even though he's a human. And Bucky, what he's doing, he's not connected to anybody. He doesn't have Steve anymore. Him and Sam's relationship has never been that great, so he's going to therapy, and it totally makes sense. If any character other than Wanda needed therapy out of the Avengers, it would be Bucky. He's been through so much. He's like 100 and something years old, and all he's been doing is fighting his whole life. So he's trying to figure himself out now, while also trying to redeem himself. He's on a redemption arc while Sam is trying to figure out who he is and if he should be the next Captain America. Is he worthy? Can he handle that pressure? Bucky, on the other hand, is trying to figure out what he's gonna do for the rest of his life now that the world's not in danger. Another great thing was on that redemption path that Bucky is on. He is going down a list of the people he wronged or the people he's put in place that can keep doing harm. And the therapist is really pushing him to really try to forgive himself for all the things that he's done because he has a new lease on life. Another great thing about the show is them, other than deep diving in Bucky's psyche and what he's going through, they deep dive more into Sam. We didn't really know anything other than that he used to be in the Air Force and that he used to do the experimental wings. Other than that, we didn't get that much. We get to see him with his family, what type of man he is, what kind of upbringing that he comes from, and it really brings a layer to him, a relatability to him that we didn't have before. That even more relatable than Steve Rogers. So I really enjoyed seeing him interact with his nephews, his sister, the struggles his sister's going through because Sam was gone for 5 years, and apparently their parents have passed, so she was struggling trying to take care of the family on her own with little income. And now he's coming back in, so there's kind of a bit of a tension there because the whole time she's trying to take care of the family on her own, and now he's trying to step in and take that patriarch position. So that was an interesting dynamic. And then also, let's talk about the let's talk about the bad. It's not really that much. It's only the first episode. It's really a nitpick thing, but the episode was just too short. Really wanted more out of the show. Like when it ended, I was just shocked. Like this is it. And I felt like that with WandaVision, but even more here because this was actually like 43 minutes, and I was like, I didn't get enough. Maybe that's a good thing because it's gonna keep people watching week to week. But I also just feel like the standard hour show these days is about 50 minutes because there's no commercials on streaming. So I hope that the episodes get longer and I feel more fulfilled. Another bad like nitpicky thing that I would say was bad was the villains. Right now I'm not really feeling the villains in the show. They're called the Flag Smashers. They feel like life before the blip, before everybody came back from the blip, is it was better. And so now there's that tension of trying to turn the world back to the way it was. So everybody that came back is enjoying it, but the people who had all the space and all the time in the world, not it wasn't congested, don't like how things are going. It's changing laws apparently in the world, and causing a lot of friction between people. But all that stuff was being told to us. It wasn't being shown. We didn't really get to see them speak. They had like an action scene that was pretty cool, but I didn't connect with the villain at all. Hopefully that's just for this episode because it was so focused on the heroes. And as the series goes, we get more out of the villains and they become cooler villains. Let's talk about the ugly. The ugly is, you seriously got my boy Sam out here getting shot at, jumping out of planes, um, risking his life for not just the Earth, not just for his town, for the universe, and he's not getting paid? Are you serious? I can't believe this. I couldn't believe it. And there's a scene where he tries to go get a loan, and I'm like, wait, he needs to get a loan? He's out here risking his life every day, and they can't give him some superhero pay? I was astonished. I was super shocked. But other than that, I really, really like the start of the show. I'm really excited for episode 2. And out of scale of a 10, 0 to 10, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was a really strong start, even though the villains weren't that great. But Sam and Bucky was just really good, and all the interactions they had. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like the episode? Did you feel like the villains were lackluster? Did you like deep diving into these characters, or did you want all out action? Give me a like or dislike on the video depending on how you feel, and hit the subscribe button and check out my next review. Peace.